Hello! Do not adjust your sets. We are back in the bar. We have power at last after nearly a month away. We have finally, I mean, it's not great because it's, well, the lights are on and I've had to run an extension lead. Anyway, don't worry about that. Well, I'm just glad to be back in here, to be honest, because I can shout and scream as much as I want in here and I haven't got to worry about the family walking past trying to burn toast and cook tea. So yes, hope you are all well. Who is in the house tonight? The usual suspects. I noticed Black Country Villain was in early. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're okay. Ryan is in the building. Roberto Smithinio is in the building. Sean is here. Great to see you, Sean. Cassandra, great. Thank you for joining me. Angelina LaFlangelina is in the building. John is in the building. Kate Island, nice to speak to you, Kate. Somerset Villain, great to see you. Scott, Rhino Skin, 180. Whoa! No. Nighty, Villa always know how to ruin the start of a week. Let's not be down. Come on, let's not be negative. Come on. Yes, it was a really disappointing performance, but right. Talking points. Also, I'm hoping the phone line might actually work. That would be a bonus, wouldn't it? If not, we're back to the old way. But I've been working on it this afternoon, so I'm hoping it'll work, but we'll try in a sec. So, talking points. I might have a guest joining me in a minute as well. Hoping he's hot-footed it from work. If you watched me on Call Yourself a Fan, you might recognise him. Lovely guy. Podcast royalty, we'll call him. So, yes, talking points tonight. Let's have a look. Where's my notes gone? Really professional as always. Lost to Everton. Reasons to look forward and look happy, hopefully, at what's to come. Realistic next week with Fenerbahce and Newcastle away, both looking really tough fixtures at the moment. Importance of end of the window and what we do from here on in, and injuries to McGinn, which potentially could be a couple of months out, and Kamara looking like the season. Right, here we go. Look who's turned up. I'll just make sure he's ready. Give me the thumbs up, Chrissy D. Yes, thumbs up. Here we go. Welcome, Chris Dolan.
What is happening, UK? Is this a bit bright?
It's all right. Turn your phone the other way and you'll get the full screen.
Here we go. How's that? Hold on 2 seconds. Sorry, guys. This is
very... You know what I mean? You're fitting well, Chris, because we're normally like this anyway.
Let me get this back.
Hey! Right.
All the craft beer drinkers or watchers are going to give me an absolute slate.
I like a Bud Light. I've got to be honest. I do like a Bud Light.
Bud Light indoors. This is 6th day in a row. Yeah, 6th day in a row. I'm off tomorrow, and I'm going to come home and have a Bud Light and talk to Justin.
What better evening could there be, Chris, than to have a Bud Light and talk to Justin? Yes, cheers, my old friend. Yes, so this is Chris. As I said, I don't know whether he was listening. Podcast royalty, I've called you, Mr. Chrissy D.
Oh, yeah.
As one of the OG podcasters, one of the first to do it. Yes, would you agree?
Yeah, that was good. I mean, obviously, like, props to Bardell and Max. Even we were pre-Villain, so Bardell and Matt Lynch and Rollo sort of had the Villa View channel going maybe in 17, 18, and I kind of enjoyed watching it, you know, and then I got involved and then set up, because I was good friend, I still am good friends with John Gregory and Ian Taylor and a few of the guys, so I kind of got involved and set up some interviews for the guys, and then just took it from there really. And then me and Dan did a lot of podcasts with Tom Julian over the sort of in the championship years when we were not so clever, you know. So
it was exciting down there, wasn't it?
It was great, you know. And looking back, I think the Villa View did a video last week. I think it was like a 10-year anniversary video, and it did bring back some great memories. I had a little listen, and brought back some great memories. The thing is, because I would work maybe from like 9 to 7, and then I'd hop across to West London to Sky Studios for about 8 o'clock, and then record from like 8 o'clock to 9:30, and then we'd been beaten by Reading or something 1-0.
So this
And
is why we can't be too down about being
and it's
second
like,
in the
and then
Premier
I
League.
wouldn't be home till about midnight, by the time I got back from West London, and then so it was like a 15-hour day, but it was all full of love. And yeah, I mean, I saw your video this morning about yesterday, and I heard your little clip you sent me as well before you put it online. And everything has to be taken at face value. Yes, yesterday was a shocking result and a shocking game, and performance wasn't too bad. It was just one of those days. But
Yeah.
and I know, taking everything in isolation, on paper, it's a terrible result. But as football fans, I think
Context is everything, isn't
you
it?
have to. And as my wife said to me last night, if Villa getting beaten is the most stressful thing in your life, then you've got a pretty good life.
That's a very good point, mate, and
And
something
that
we
does,
definitely.
and when you hear people's stories, and you hear about what people have going on, and I do
Yeah.
think, I mean, I had a sore head for 5 or 6 hours last night. Like, my head was sore leaving work, and you have to try, and you're trying to talk to yourself and compartmentalize everything and go through it in your head, and it's the what if. But I don't know, it's frustrating listening to maybe someone like yourself maybe saying, "Oh, well, you'd have taken joint second." Yeah, of course you
Yeah.
would have done, but
Yeah.
still pissed off after yesterday.
Yeah.
It's
No, I
still,
agree.
it's
It's
still a bad
important
result.
I think it's important to take the game on its merits and talk about that 90 minutes. I think that's fine. I think you can discuss that, and we will discuss that with all the callers in a minute. And it was poor compared to our standard that we've set now, which is up there. So when we see a performance down there, it's incredibly frustrating because we know we can do so much better. But then you just have to take a step back and go, look what, and I know that's what everyone always says when you lose a game. Look at what we've done. And it's easy to say, and it's easy to go, yeah, but that was poor. But I think we've got to draw a line under it, and it's going to be difficult the next few weeks, and we will get into this. The next 2 games, especially, we're going to be very difficult. Let's bring the caller in, because we've got Wayne calling me, and I don't want to. We've had problems technically, Chris. I'm hoping this has been sorted now. So fingers crossed. Hello. No, it's not gone again. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, we'll have to do it this way. Wayne, how are you?
Not bad, yeah?
Yeah, I thought I'd sorted this out. I'd literally spent 2 hours this afternoon sorting this bloody roadcaster out, and now it's the first call and it stopped again. But yes, we can still hear. I'm hoping, Chris, can you hear me?
Way, mate.
Yeah.
Modern technology, just love it down. Yeah, right. This is I don't know if you can see the screen, Chris. You can see it. Wayne, can you see the screen?
I can't, no.
Right. Well, I'll bring this picture up. Thoughts on this picture? Tammy Abraham posted a few hours ago, pre-Besiktas, this tonight where he's played, a black and white still of his shirt hanging in the locker. What do we make of that?
Can you make anything of it?
Why is it black and white? Is he saying this is his last game for Besiktas?
Possibly. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. Hopefully, because we could do with another striker, obviously. But
right, well, I'll ask you first, Wayne, and then I'll ask Chris. I'll get Chris to get his thoughts together for this one. We all have got fantastic memories of Tammy Abraham, obviously. What are your thoughts about him now returning to Villa, and do you think he can really add something different? Because obviously the manager does.
Is that to me, sorry?
That's to you first, Wayne. Chris is
sorry.
having a sip of his Bud Light, and then he's going to have a...
I'd like him to come back. Obviously, we've got good memory from when he was here before.
Yeah.
But is he still the same player? Is he the player we need now? Or is there somebody younger we could possibly get in and have for longer and everything else? You know what I mean? It's one of them. And don't get me wrong, I'd love to have him in, even as a second striker or maybe a main striker. The only thing I thought was, I know obviously his wages, being with Marlon going, 140k a week he was on money. should we have kept him and got rid of Watkins? And I know there could be a lot of haters for that.
Oh, why you've gone in early there? You've gone in early there. Chris, come on, let's bring Chris in because he was just discussing obviously the championship days and where Tammy was obviously a massive part of that. Wasn't it?
I mean, it's a big curveball, really. I think him and Malin are very, very different when it comes to profiles and their strengths and their weaknesses. I love Malin. I think Malin's the kind of player that we needed and we need. For me, pace is killer, and we don't have enough pace in the squad. And I wonder if Tammy is going to bring that, but you give Tammy a chance, as we saw, and he'll stick it away. And even for Chelsea, whenever Lampard's first year, the year that we got promoted, and the year that he decided to stay because of the Chelsea transfer bans, etc. So he was very, very good for Chelsea. Arguably, they sold him and brought in Werner. Which was looking back on that was a bad call, but it's a funny one. Yeah, I mean, people going about his injury record. Somebody posted something on Twitter last week. His injury record, bar maybe he had a bad injury for Milan, but on the whole, he doesn't miss that much football.
Yeah, it's pretty fit. Yeah.
Can they play together? Does Emery want to do a straight 4-4-2? I don't know, but I personally feel we're not replacing Malin like for like. We're obviously bringing in Abraham as an option up top, but I still think we're light out on the wings. I still think we need pace. I think we need a Diaby-esque to come in and. But we know it's hard.
Fit in though, because he's brought him in. Obviously, he's not quite up to speed yet. But
who's this? The young Brazilian?
Yeah, I think he's been earmarked to come straight into the first team. I don't see him.
He probably will, but you can't be pinning your hopes when you're looking to cement top 5 or top 4, whatever it may be, fourth or fifth. You can't really pin your hopes on a 19-year-old Brazilian winger. He could be a rough diamond. We see with Brighton, we see with Bournemouth, these clubs they bring in these youngsters and they absolutely excel. And you look at these clubs and think, wow, wouldn't it be brilliant to kind of bring in a gem? Well, we had one in Duran, which we all know what happened with Duran. That went south. But I've always been a lover of pace, and I think when we had the team under O'Neill and we had the likes of Young and Downing on the width and the classic saying about getting chalk in your boots, I still love that style of football. I love width. I think pace and width to me just terrifies defenders, and I worry that we're becoming a little bit narrow at times and we're lacking a bit of pace and a bit of energy. And Malin had that in spades, but I understand why he went. I mean, listen, anything that goes on in that football club doesn't happen without Emery's wishes. And if that's what Emery wanted to do and that's what he felt was the right thing to do, then you have to just go with it. And then that's it. That's the way it goes. Unfortunately, like he has become, he's that important. Emery, for me, Emery's more important than any player that we have. I'd sell anybody as long as we kept Emery. So as long as we keep the manager, then whatever happens in the play with the playing squad, then
Well, Chris makes a good point there, and I agree. I don't know whether you heard the press conference pre-Everton. He was asked about bringing forward in Wayne, and he said he wants somebody that can play instead of, as well as, and alongside. So it does sort of seem to me that he wants somebody that can play all those roles at once. So somebody to help Ollie out. And then I suppose yesterday was a prime example of that. If we'd have had an Abraham on the bench and we were chasing the game with 10 to go, you'd stick 2 up top, don't you? I mean, he almost pushed Rodgers up into that second sort of striker role alongside him. You could always go, like Chris said, 4-4-2.
Yeah, but the thing is, again, with Chris said about you put your hopes on a young lad.
Yeah, well, that's where we're at, isn't it?
Rodgers, do you know what I mean? How old Rodgers, though?
No, you're right.
But yesterday, they were like, everything Rodgers. And I'm like, hang on a minute. Whoa. It's not down to Rodgers to get us out the poo, should we say. It shouldn't be down on him. It should be down. At the end of the day, everyone sort of had a bit of a crap game yesterday. It's as simple as that. When no one played that well, really. Martin has made bad judgments. The passing was bad. We had another injury, which doesn't help. So all of it in total was never great, was it? To be honest, straight away you thought, oh, here we go. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, sometimes you've got to look how well we've done and where we've come from as well for this season. Well, last season, starting from last season, where we was to where we are now. Who would have thought, I don't know about you, but I never thought we'd be level with Man City. Look at the money they can spend. Look at the money we can't spend.
Yeah. You have to factor all that in, Wayne, yeah?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to factor all that in. And yes, after a performance like that, it sounds like sour grapes, that you're just trying to, like, paper over the cracks of a poor performance. But it's not. It's the reality of where we're at.
No, it is what it is. And the thing is, to be honest, I've got a friend who's an Everton fan, and I said to her, at the end of the day, that was a brilliant finish. That young striker finished that sublimely.
It was a good finish, yeah. I mean, I spoke to an Everton podcast pre-game, and they said he was terrible, and he was like, "Oh, he can't finish his dinner." Then I was thinking, "Oh, fair enough."
Yeah, but he obviously can't he?
Yeah. Well, yeah, on any given day,
for his age to do that and dink over Martinez.
Yeah. Excellent.
At his age, how many players could do that?
Yeah, not many.
Think about doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so right, Steve keeps phoning me, so I'm gonna have to get off. But yeah, appreciate the call, Wayne, as always.
Just quickly,
go on then.
Why we should have brought back Barachaya? I would have brought him back and got Barkley gone. Sorry, I know you love Barkley. I can't stand. I don't think he's that great anymore.
Yeah,
he's more injury prone. That's his problem at the moment. He's always injured. And at the moment, we need a player who can play.
Yeah.
And I thought, why have we got Barachaya out on loan? Bring him back. Don't sell him. We need midfielders. Why go and spend 20 million or whatever on a midfielder when we've got one there who can do a job? Do you know what I mean? I'm like.
We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that right now, Wayne. Thanks for calling, mate.
All right, mate. Cool.
See you later. Up the bloody Villa kid. Right, I got another call. Let's just put him on hold a second. We'll have a chat about that. Hello.
Hello, Justin.
Who's this?
Simon.
Right, Simon. Can you just bear with me 2 minutes and we'll come back to you?
No problem, mate.
Good lad. Right. Chrissy D. What we thinking? Barry and Cheddar. I don't think we can bring him back. I think he's gone.
I mean, you'd think we're sitting in 12th in the league, and there's big drama. We lost a game of football against a pretty good Everton side here, well coached with good players, and it's one game, and is Baron Che gonna come in and fill the void? And I don't think he is. I mean, nobody expected McGinn to go off. I think the McGinn injury was the catalyst for everything to kind of fall a little bit flat yesterday. And you look at who we have now that's missing. I mean, we don't know the extent of the McGinn injury. It didn't sound great when you heard Emery speak post-match. It didn't sound great.
I've heard potentially 2 months today. No, that's
no. Somebody just told me there are 2 months. Justin said 2 months. Yeah, I'll quote you on that. I don't know. I mean, Onana comes back in. Tielemans is there.
Look, my opinion is Barkley will, once he's fit, if he can get him fit he will add quality, and I think he would still be better than Baron Chaya.
But we tried to address that. We tried to bring in Gallagher, and we tried to address it, but we couldn't. We couldn't bring in Gallagher. That was the whole point, and I think I know Simon Jordan's got his critics, and obviously I'm good mates with Steve Parrish, and I'll always side with Steve. But I thought Simon made a very, very good point today, and he basically talk sport being talk sport, trying to ramp up the agenda. Jordan was like, well, that's just FFP for you, that's what Emery said. Emery's not having a go at the board or the owners. He's basically having a go at the rules, and that this awkward Emery interview that's now going around doing the rounds. I mean, how many times have we heard as Villa fans in the Emery press conference? How many times has he said we aren't contenders? How many times has he said, we aren't? This is for us. This is not new, But obviously, when you don't follow, when you have people in the media that don't really pay attention to the likes of Villa or Brighton or Bournemouth. When they hear that interview, they think, "Oh my God, this is great! This is unbelievable!
Yeah,
This
yeah,
he's
fell
lost
out with everyone.
he's lost the plot."
Yeah,
We
yeah.
hear this every week. He says this every week. We are contenders every week.
I
So
think it
for
was
me,
more
it was nothing new.
got across the bows at the players. I think he was bitterly disappointed with the performance they put out, and I think he was alluding to the fact saying, "You know what? We ain't contenders if we play like that. We're not, and we're not. If we carry on like that, we're
It
not."
was a bit of both. It was a bit of both,
Yeah,
but I find it very, very hard to be angry at the club and at those players, because what
yeah,
they've
I
done
agree.
this season is nothing short of magical. It's
Miracle.
unbelievable,
Yeah,
unbelievable. And when you take it out, when you take everything in isolation, you look at certain games and you always look at the fixtures and go, "We'll win that one, we'll lose that one, we'll get a point here." Well, we've beaten Chelsea away. Didn't think we'd do that. We've beaten City at home. We've beaten Arsenal at home. Beaten West Ham away from being 2 down,
very
beaten
nice.
Brighton away from being 2 down, beaten Leeds away.
Yeah, yeah.
It all, as they say, the cliche is it evens itself out.
Yes.
Where we are now, we're still way ahead of where I thought we'd be. We're still way ahead of where we should be. But losing to Everton, it's not like it's not a disaster class. I mean, it wasn't a great result, but it doesn't change things too much. City win on Saturday, we win yesterday, then it's as you were. So nobody behind us gathered any real momentum. Liverpool got a point, United got 3 points, but they're still quite a bit back. Newcastle picked up a point, Fulham
Yep.
lost. I've got the Brighton game on here at the minute,
Really,
Brighton
wasn't
Bournemouth
it?
are on. So Arsenal obviously dropped points, so it's still all to play for. I mean, in my mind, of kind of this week, in my mind, will be tough. I don't fancy us on Thursday, and I don't fancy us on Sunday. But
Not with the players missing.
no, exactly. But Emery's Emery, and these players have shown us time and time again that they can find a way, and you just got to keep the faith.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't rule it out. Let's bring
No.
Simon in. Now, Simon's a regular, Chris, and he started the season by telling us that we were going to finish very, very low in the table. So I'm wondering why he's going to phone back now. Simon, how are you?
I'm all right, just frustrated.
Right, come on, mate. We know you've had an up and down season.
Listen, mate, remember, I phoned you 2 weeks ago.
You did?
And I said Villa's predicted position now would be 6th.
Right.
And I gave you 2 reasons for that.
Go on.
Because Watkins can't score goals, and I agree with your guest. We should have I agree with the last caller. We should have got rid of Watkins and kept Marlon.
I don't agree, but go on.
And the second reason was the return to the squad, the team of Pau Torres.
You don't like Pau, do you?
What did he do yesterday?
That's the first mistake I can remember. That's the first mistake, proper bona fide mistake that's led to a goal that I can remember. Can you think of another one?
I'll go through a list of them.
Go on then.
The first goal against Liverpool, he gave the ball away thinking it was Gordon Carroll passing it 40 yards.
He's a very good passer of the ball, Simon. You got to give him that.
He's a defender. He's got to learn how to defend. Lindelof don't do them stupid mistakes.
Right.
It cost us a point. We will be second now.
So
I think Emery cost us the points. I think Emery should have caught that. For me, that falls on Martinez.
Yeah, he should have done. But if Pau Torres doesn't give them the ball in the first place, it don't happen.
Right.
Yeah, but it should be a standard routine save. Like as Justin said, Martinez Torres hasn't had I think Torres wasn't particularly great towards the end of last season, but I think he's now back to where he was in his first season, where he was brilliant. But he's not there to be a Lindelof or to be a shithouse sort of defender. He's there.
He's making goals and he's costing you points.
But you can go back and look at I would say Torres has probably gained us more points than he has lost us points. And I think if anybody's to blame this season, I mean, I can list off Martinez's mistakes straight away. I can talk about Leeds. I can talk about Arsenal. I can talk about yesterday. I can talk about what else? Liverpool when he passed the ball. When he passed the ball to Salah at the end of the first half at Anfield.
I do think with Martinez, there's been some mitigating circumstances because he's got no protection from corners. Everybody's pushing him and shoving him all over the place.
Right, Simon, hold on. So you're blaming Pau Torres for a mistake, and then when we talk about Emi Martinez, you're blaming Pau Torres for Emi Martinez's mistakes.
No, not all of them. I mean, Martinez has made mistakes, but there's mitigating circumstances. Some corners, he gets no protection.
Right. We're currently, let me just put this to you. We are currently joint second in the Premier League with Manchester City, and we've got a really good chance of qualifying straight through to the knockout stages of Europa. Do you think that's a good season so far? Despite all the negatives, that's a good season, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a good season, but there's so many things we could do that should be better. I mean, Sandy Marlon, he's shooting himself in the foot. Like your guest says, we've got no pace in the team. He's more of a goal threat than Watkins will ever be, because Watkins is just missing, or he's lost the yard of pace, or I've heard he's supposed to be injured, he's lacking confidence. That's a load of rubbish, mate. Watkins is not putting it in like he used to do. Ever since he didn't get picked for the European game with PSG, he's throwing it out of the pram. He's hardly putting assists in. He's scored about 4 goals in about 40 games.
Right.
It's a bit of a rant.
No, look, this is what this was all about. We can't all agree, and not many people agree with you, Simon, if I'm brutally honest, in the comments section. I think you're one of your own, but I admire you for sticking to your guns. I don't think we'll get anywhere near 6th. I think we'll be top 4, barring losing most of the games.
Have you seen the injuries we've got in the squad?
I still think we'll finish in the top 4.
I mean, Newcastle on the way.
Yeah, but like Chris said a minute ago, we've lots of people have written Villa off many times, and we come back and we're fine. And yes, we've got 2 injuries, bad ones. McGinn and Kamara could be missing for a while, but Onana should be back. I can't see for a minute why we wouldn't sign another centre midfielder, especially with how hard they went after Conor Gallagher. And I think at the end of last January window, we bought 2 classics in. We bought Rodgers in on the January window before that. We will buy players, we will settle down, and this is a big, and I think we'll be fine.
My concerns are that Watkins don't score goals and Tato leads goals, and that's a bad combination for anybody. Right.
Okay, mate. I better get off because I've got another couple of callers.
He's our top Premier League goal scorer of all time.
Yes, that'll be Ollie Watkins. Yes. So, right, look. I can't. All right, thank God for that, Steve's phoning. Thank God for that, Steve. Get me out of this hole, will you? Jesus Christ. Chris, can you take over the show when he phones up next time? Is that all right? I'm going to go.
He sounds like me when I was in the Villa View like 7 years ago in the Championship.
Right, Steve. Say hello to Chris.
Hello, Chris. How you doing?
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Steve's one of the OG callers every week. Very positive guy, Steve. How are you feeling, Steve?
Well, you've gone from half glass empty to half glass full.
I really hope so, mate. Have you got anything you'd like to ask Chris?
Anything I'd like to ask Chris?
You've always got a decent question up your sleeve.
Well, I didn't know Chris was coming on.
No, neither did I. Till 5
I didn't either until half an hour ago.
Chris, what did you think of Justin on the game show?
He was on as well. Chris was sitting next to me.
I was on there too, mate.
I'm asking what thought of you.
I've got a sore back from having to carry him the whole show.
Here we go. He's off. He did very well. To be fair, we were all bigging him up before because me and Amy did the pre-match thing, and we were like, "Oh my God, we're going to absolutely honk the place out with this." But luckily, Chris was absolutely flying in the end round, wasn't he? Mate?
He did. Yeah.
I was going to say Onana, and then fucking Justin said Banter. So
you've got to bring that up. Anyway, it's been lovely having you on, Chris. Can we just cut him off now? No. Yeah, it was. He was Chris will back me up on this. It was a
good day, wasn't it? Great day. Yeah, brilliant day. It's hit the 10,000 mark as well today, just so.
That's good then. Yes,
over 10,000. Nice.
And Justin, I enjoyed the behind the scenes video as well.
Yes, well, I'm trying to get better at them. Amy's absolutely brilliant at them. If you go and look at what she does on TikTok, she's absolutely fantastic. So, but yeah, she did a really good job. Right, I've got another one of these for you, Steve, today. Can you see the screen?
I'm looking at the screen, yeah.
Right, Chris, in the comments, don't give any of answers away, right? This is for phoning only. Chris, don't shout out if you know this, right?
Okay.
These are players. Right, can you see? Steve, has it come up?
No, not yet.
It's a bit of a delay, isn't it, for you? That's going back a bit, that one. It's a tough one, the first one.
It hasn't come up yet, mate.
Oh, crikey, how long does that take?
I think I've got it. I think I've got it.
Chris thinks he's got it.
It's come up now.
Okay,
Yeah.
come on, Steve.
Oh God, this is gonna.
This is your era, Steve.
I think I've got it.
I'm still not going to get it.
Right. Anyone in the comments get it? Chris, do you think you know who it is?
I think so. I've got two or three in my head, but it just it came to me like the answers did on Tuesday.
Yeah. Now you've bigged yourself up from the quiz night. Now this is the tester, isn't it? Right. Anybody in the comments got it? No. It's a Slim Justin on the TV show. No, I wish it was. It was the shirt I was wearing, yeah. Right, come on,
That was a
Chris.
nice shirt, Justin.
Cheers,
yeah.
mate.
No, I'm not going to get this. There's
Right,
no
go on,
point
Chris, have a
wasting time
guess.
on this.
Is it Alan Evans?
Nope.
Oh,
We've got one Chrissy Price. No, it's not Chrissy Price. Sid Cowens. No, it's not Sid Cowens. Right, I'll give you three.
It's not Platt, is it?
Away. 3, 2, 1. It
Barry?
is Steve Hunt.
Oh God!
Oh no!
No.
Right.
No.
What Chris spoke about it earlier, so let's talk about something. Right. So, two really tough games this week. Fenerbahce, both away. Fenerbahce in the Europa and Newcastle in the league. Thoughts on both of them? Then we'll get Chris's thoughts.
Okay. Obviously, these injuries are affecting us now.
Yeah.
And the players look really tired this weekend. I think Thursday night's game is a bit of a buy for us.
Mm-hmm.
We can lose this. As long as we win their last game, we will be comfortably in the top 8.
Yeah.
And that's all we can ask for. If we're in the top 8, we go straight through to the last 16, which doesn't kick off till March the 12th.
Yeah.
So that's good enough for me. We avoid the February games. Before these injuries, I thought we would beat Newcastle. I thought for the last two times out of 3, we've only had 10 players on the pitch against Newcastle. And I thought this time we're going to beat them. But the 2 injuries may have affected their chances a little bit. But Newcastle aren't all that at the moment, are they?
No, they're not doing great.
No, they seem to be struggling for goals now. So I'm half glass full, and I think we're going to go there positive. We've got the best manager in the league, pound for pound.
Yeah.
Nobody could do what Emery's doing with their team.
Yeah, very difficult to do it.
Yeah, on the budget for sure.
Yeah. So I said we weren't going to lose in the Europa League again, so I'll take a draw.
Yeah.
And we're going to beat Newcastle. So there you go. So that's my prediction.
Yeah, I mean, we'll bring Chris in now. Looking at the Europa table, which I've brought up here, really, all that matters now is finishing in that top 8, right? That's all that matters. We have got a little cushion now to the team in 9th, which is 3 points. So realistically, one more win in our last 2 should be enough. Fenerbahce on 11, so they win. That would take them up to 14, which would be 1 behind us. I still think we win our last game, don't we? Against who we got in our last game?
Salzburg, is it? Salzburg?
Who are currently, 31st, and they've only got, 1 win and 5 losses, and we've got them at home. So you are right, Steve. I think you're right. You know, Thursday we could almost chuck in a load of kids. Chris, what do you reckon?
You say about playing the sort of second string, but what second string do we have at the minute? I think obviously, you can look at Bizot, you can look at Mings, you can look at Digne, you can look at maybe Hemmings.
Yeah.
Does he bring in
Aloba.
If Sancho's recovered from his cough, and then does he? I mean, who else? Who else do we bring in? Really?
He's a left field choice, right? We're obviously hemorrhaging midfielders at the moment. Steve,
Yes.
have a this. So our first choice double pivot, Kamara and Tielemans, right? Then then McGinn can play there. Barkley can play there. All missing. The only fit centre midfielder currently with Bogard, obviously, could Lindelof or even Pau Torres play in that position.
Yeah, they could for sure. They could for sure, but
Is that too? Because I've been really impressed with Lindelof this season, considering we got him for nothing.
No, I agree. I totally agree. But I don't know if Lindelof's in your midfield. Is that the answer? I mean, what's the question if he's in your midfield? Then again, the question is we're missing basically every midfielder we have. But listen, I mean, we could probably make 6 or 7 changes from yesterday's game. I'm not bothered. Of course, I want to win every game, but I'm not bothered about Thursday too much.
No,
it doesn't really. For me, it's a game, but it doesn't mean it doesn't mean a huge amount in our quest to finish, as you say, top 6, top 7. I think we rest players on Thursday, and it's all about Sunday. I think we need to get a point. If we can, even a point on Sunday is good. We have quite a few home games in the next sort of 4 to 6 weeks. The fixture list now is not looking too bad in the Premier League, but as I said before, the games where you think you're going to get your 3 points are always the games where you struggle. And I think yesterday for me was a banker. I mean, our form against Everton is home and away has always been very, very good, and we kind of made a mess of it yesterday, all being told. But you just as who's the caller that's on at the minute? What's his name? Sorry, Steve. He made a point. Obviously, Newcastle haven't been great. Obviously, great win against Leeds when they came from behind to win at 4-3. Went to Wolves yesterday, struggled to break them down, struggling for goals, struggling for a bit of creativity. You just don't know. You just never know. I'll be at the Brentford game if anybody wants to come and say hello and buy me a pint.
A pint of what you drinking?
Well, I mean, is the Guinness any good in a park? I don't think so.
Yeah. We'll have a pint. We'll meet up and have a pint of Guinness, Chris. No problem at all. We'll meet in the new warehouse if anybody's around. We'll go and meet there. Yeah, we'll meet everyone there. The Brentford game, Steve. Come along.
I'll be there.
Actually, Rob's going to be with me that game.
Oh, there you go. So come with Rob and we'll all meet up.
He can come with me that game. But finally, Justin, what I want to say.
Yeah.
I bought the Rise of the Villains book at Villa Park yesterday.
Did you meet Guillaume?
I met Guillaume and I had a photo with him.
Oh, brilliant.
But the best bit
was
who took my photo. Who do you think took my photo, Justin?
Rob?
No, it was the lovely Ange.
Oh, was it? So she's had hers as well?
Yeah, she's already got the book.
Oh, brilliant.
So,
did he sign hers?
Yeah. And she had a photo with him.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad about that. I did message him and ask about getting, and he said he would get a couple signed if I could get a couple to him. But I'm so glad you managed to get there and have them done, mate. That's brilliant.
Yeah. So apart from you, Justin, I think Ange is the most loved person on the phone.
She is. We love Ange.
So, well, I can tell you in real life, she's just as lovely as she is in the chat.
Well, tell her to come down to Brentford, and Chris said he'll buy her a pint.
She's coming to the Newcastle game.
Oh, okay. Right. We'll do the Newcastle one then as well.
She doesn't actually know that yet, but she's coming to the Newcastle
She does
game.
now. She's in the chat. Okay, Steve. Thanks very much, mate.
All right, mate.
Up the fella.
Ciao.
Right, that's Steve. The lovely Steve. Right.
Good lad. Yeah. Nice guy.
What are we thinking about these, mate? Obviously, let's say Fenerbahce, Newcastle. I think the important bit here is from here. So after the window shuts.
And to me, on paper, again, I'm not really bothered about the FA Cup too much.
Hello?
Hello.
Go on, Chris. Sorry.
No, you crack on, mate. You crack on.
Right, this is. Oh, hold on a minute. I'm muting myself. Right, we're just having a quick chat, Steve, about fixtures.
Okay.
So we're saying Fenerbahce is a bit of a free hit because we're in a good position. Newcastle will be glad with the. I think we've sort of come to. If we get a point up there, we've done well. Then the Salzburg game is the game. I think if we win it, we'll be fine.
Qualified, yeah.
Yeah, and then by that point, we'll be out of the window and hopefully one or two players back and another couple added. So then we go into a really tricky period. But where are we thinking we need to be sort of February time? Brentford, Bournemouth, Brighton, tough fixtures, but winnable.
Yeah, got every game's tough in the Premier League, isn't it?
Yeah.
But equally, I think, equally that there's some winnable games there. I think Chris Nani had I thought yesterday was a banker, like we probably all did. But what I would say is that I did get we wasn't going to win forever, was we? So it was going to come to a halt at some stage. The only thing I would say is I didn't expect it to happen at home. But look, that's football, isn't it? Nobody expected City and Arsenal to drop points. But yeah, I think February is I think it's a good month for us, to be honest, where we could, it'll set the scene for the rest of the season. I think February.
Just took it off now. You've said that. Yeah, it is. I agree. I think what we got 5, 6 fixtures. 1, 2, 3, 6 fixtures. We got 5 Premier League and an FA Cup in the middle. Where again, I probably agree with Chris now. And I said this at the time. We hammer the FA Cup every time we play it. We give it our best shot. But should there come a point where the injuries and everything mean that we have to prioritise competitions, then that is the third priority, isn't it?
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I'd love to sit here and say we're playing on all fronts and we've got the squad to do that, but the reality is we haven't, have we?
Not at the moment.
But yeah, hopefully one day we'll be in that position where every front matters. But yeah, look, unfortunately, I think you're right.
I mean, looking at the fixtures there, we got Brentford home, Brighton home, Leeds home. You'd like to think with a fair win, we'd probably win all them. Away, tough trip to Bournemouth, who are a decent side, and Wolves, who weirdly have started turning things around and look a half decent side now. So that's going to be a little tough. We always sort of struggle against Wolves as well.
I think Wolves are the derby element. I think Wolves have a good manager that's getting a bit structure.
Yeah.
And like you say, they're picking up. I thought they was really good against us at Villa Park.
They was,
And I think
I'm
looking to sort of lose the game, but that again, that's football. That I think the quality's gone, whereas we had the quality, they didn't. And I don't think they've got huge amounts of quality Wolves, but I think they'll be dogged. Excuse the pun. They'll give us a right old go. So I think Bournemouth and Wolves are the two real tough ones there for me.
So if I gave you, I'll ask Chris as well. Have a think, Chris. If I'm asking you now, realistically, we've got 12 days left of the window. Let's say Tammy's coming, so that's done. I don't know whether it is, but we're hoping it is. It's looking like it is. What else do we need to make sure we're okay and give us a fighting chance?
I think we need a winger, at least one. Obviously, look, we'd all love to see him and say we want a couple of this, couple of that. But I think we definitely need a winger that can sort of push us in those positions. I know we got Alisson potentially, but he's an unknown quantity at the moment. And I think we definitely need a central midfielder purely because the injury to Kamara is obviously a big blow. And Anana and Barkley, we just can't seem to keep them off the treatment table. No. But I'm a really big fan of Anana, but it's like he plays 4 or 5 games and he's out for 3-4 weeks, and he's back for another 4 or 5 games, and he's out again. And I don't know if that's just him as an athlete, or what the issue is. Because I don't really remember him missing too many games at Everton, but equally I wasn't following him week in week out naturally. So I didn't really see that as a potential issue. But since he's came to us, he seems to be on and off the treatment table, doesn't he? Which, look, that might be down to the individual, it might be to the training methods, who knows? But look, whatever they're doing, they're obviously believing in what they're doing.
Yeah, Chris, would you echo that? I think pretty much.
Yeah, I'm still at that list there. I mean, I'd take 10 points. 3, 6, 9.
Yeah.
10. Would it take 10 points? I mean, I think we would need like 5 wins to secure top 8. I don't think you look at Forest last year, and at one point last season, Forest were like 96% guaranteed top 4, and we were like 9%, whatever it may be, and then we went on to beat them, and then we went on a run. But I think we're obviously much more experienced in Forest, and I think we're much better equipped than Forest were last year.
Well, the stats right, and I looked at this before I came on. We have got the potential to have our highest league finished since we finished second in 92-93 under Big Ron Atkinson. That was our highest Premier League. And also,
it says it all, you know. And
24 points.
People in the press bang on about recruitment, and I hear these players like Rooney, these kind of field managers bang on about recruitment, but it's not about recruitment. It's about the players you have.
Yeah, getting the
and
best.
It's about the players that you make better. And for me, when I hear you know, people talk about Amarin and deleting another 2-3 windows and blah 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 blah, but like Emery came in again. Oh, you know, Amarin wanted to come in pre-season and get his philosophy in place, and you know, and maybe he was hamstrung, but Emery came in again. I mean, I know I don't need to praise him too much because everyone knows, but he came in October, or maybe was it beginning of November. We beat United, we beat Brighton, then he had a World Cup break, then we came back, then we kind of had a semi-decent run, then we had a really bad spell when we got beat by Everton and by Leicester and Arsenal, and then we went on this amazing run, and it's like, well, you know, where we are now is where we've been for the last 3 seasons. We're a top 3, top 4 side consistently over the last. This is not a fluke. This is not a one-off. No. This has been happening consistently over the last 3 seasons, and you know, I always harp on about the fact that when you see. And listen, recruitment hasn't been good. It hasn't been great recruitment since maybe in the last 3 years. I mean, you can probably look to the likes of Tielemans and Rodgers and possibly Pau Torres. Other than that, Matson's starting to come to fruition. I think he's starting to become a real player. But other than that, recruitment's not been great. It's been a lot of tuning. Well, there's been a lot of to and fro, and I mean, there's been a lot of. There's been way more. There's been a lot more.
I tell you what, I've had a sneak today from somebody inside at Villa, and he told me, and this is very interesting, that Brian Maggio is really, really impressing in first team training.
I'm sure he is. You don't pay £10 million for a 17-year-old if he's not half decent. So I'm sure he is. I mean, I'm sure he is.
At 17,
I'm sure. Yeah. Listen, you know, if you're good enough, you'll play. You know.
I personally don't think we're going to sign Tammy. I think this young kid is our.
No, I think Tammy's coming. I do.
I think so. Yeah, I do. I
think he's supplementary and a project for Emery. It's similar to Alisson, but right. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Right.
I've got another couple of these, so we need to do one. Right, Chris, you're 0 out of 1 so far. So let's see if we can get you.
I've got 2. Can I have 2 goes?
Either. Chris, you're having the backup go.
Can I have 2 goes?
On the screen yet?
Yes. Oh, that's a toughie. I'm not 100% sure it's the correct era, but I'm going to go Gary Charles.
It's good, but it's not right. Right. Thanks for calling me, old mate.
Can I make a quick,
go on. Yeah, go on.
Quick before I go. So, first thing is, I really don't know why we leave everything to last minute on our recruitment piece. But look, I don't think that's ever going to change anytime soon because we seem to be doing that every window. And then, one's a question to you guys. Obviously, hopefully it never happens, but I assume one day it will. What if we was to let Rodgers go now? What fee would we be commanding in today's market?
We'll answer that when we finish your call, mate. Thanks very much for calling.
Cheers, mate.
All right, up the Villa. Right, Chris, come on. The quiz, the West of the world. Here we go.
It looks like my stocky friend in Taylor, but it also looks like could it be Earl Barrett?
No,
Or
it's not
Ugie
Hugo either. It's
Fucking
not
hell.
John Carew. I thought I made them a bit easier this week. No one got them last week. Okay, this one is Franz Carr.
Oh, stop it. That's not a What, 3 games or something? 3 games for Villa or something?
This is supposed to be a tough quiz. Jesus Christ, you lot. Right, I've got another 2 left, so we'll see if you can get any of them. Right, answer his question, Chris. How much if we sold, and I'll tell you my opinion on this for the summer, Morgan Rogers, open market, how much?
115.
115. I think Chelsea are coming massive for him in the summer. And I have got a little inside information on their manager who, weirdly, this is a very weird thing. A lad I went to school with who played professional football, he's best mates with their manager now and knows him very well. And I've got a sneaky feeling that they're coming for him and they're going to be in and around 140.
You know, I mean, I obviously don't want to lose him, but if 140 comes in, it's hard to.
It's almost impossible to say no. But that's for another day, right?
Yeah.
That's for another day. Right, we've probably got enough time for one more caller. The phone is free. I'm going to give Chris one of these again while we're waiting. I expect you to get this one.
J. Lloyd Samuel.
Finally, he's got one. Right, thank God for that. Right, we've got 2 left. Anybody else want to call?
I have to go, Justin. Can I put myself on a quick mute, and I'll be back in 2 minutes?
Yeah, of course you can. I'll take you off the screen and just wave at me when we come back. Right, he's gone. That's Chris. He'll be back in a minute. Right, we've got enough time for one more call. If anybody wants to phone in, please feel free now. Right, I've got 2 more of them to do at the end. Oh, well, we've got a caller. Smashing. Right, let's just press the right button. That might help. Hello.
Hello, Justin. It's Louis.
How are you, Lewis? You all right, mate?
Not too bad. Sorry, I haven't called in for a while. I've not been well, and I've just recovered from it.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. I hope you're doing okay.
It was just a really bad chest infection, so I thought no one wants to hear me coughing over the phone every 5 minutes.
No, I'm glad you called in, mate. I have missed you over the last few weeks, but I'm glad you're feeling better now. Was it all over Christmas, was it?
Yeah, started December, stopped around, in fact, about a few days ago, really, in all fairness.
What a nightmare. It's always at that time of year, isn't it, as well?
Bloody Christmas. Especially with my chair.
Yeah, you don't need that, mate. Right, I'll leave the floor open to you as the last caller. What do you want to talk about, mate? Everton, transfer window. Do you want to talk about injuries? Do you want to talk about Europa League, Premier League?
A little bit of concern for Unai Emery because.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what do you think of his post-match questionings and the way he responded? What were your thoughts?
Chris is back. My thoughts on his post-match were, I think we've discussed this a little bit earlier, that he has to go out and do them for a start. He has no choice on that. That's the contractual obligation. And I think he was really pissed off with the performance. I think saying about not being a top 5 contender was a shot across the bows of the team to say you can't drop your levels, lads, because we're going to be in the shit if you do. And I think it was just a knock at basically the powers that be that we're basically having to do it with our hands tied behind our back. I wouldn't read too much into it. Chris made a brilliant point earlier, actually. Do you want to say again, Chris, what you said earlier about it?
It was just more like, I mean, I've heard this from Emery many, many times before, He constantly says it in his pre-match pressers. And I think what he was alluding to was we're not contenders if you look at the budgets, but our budget is probably a top 16, 17 budget. It's a bottom half. Our budget's bottom half budget. So I don't think it's not so much saying, well, the players can't do it and the players aren't good enough. It's more a fact that on paper we aren't contenders. When you weigh everything up and you look at the teams that are behind us, United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Newcastle, even Tottenham with their budget. God bless them. But it wasn't for me. It wasn't awkward for me. It wasn't anything to talk about. And as I said earlier on, it was nice that Simon Jordan was the only one that kind of really brought it to the forefront and told it how it was. And because he's done a bit of research, he understands the club, and it is painful listening to some of these journalists and these broadcasters that don't have a clue about what's going on at our football club.
Yeah. Do you agree with that? What was your thoughts on it? Was you worried about it?
A little bit, because Unai's never had this. We make no excuses, ethos. And there even came to a point at the end of that interview where he actually, silence was golden.
Yeah.
Kind of response to a question, because I think what he wanted to do was just hit the wall and start shouting PSR as loud as he could.
Yeah, perhaps he should have done a PSR like he did the Marco Bizzo. PSR, PSR, PSR. Yeah.
Whilst going off on the poor interviewer. But no, my concern is he's going to hit a glass ceiling with what he can do. Now, what he's done with the players is nothing short of sensational, but every squad at some point has a shelf life.
Yeah.
And I'm concerned, especially with the age of the squad, that it's coming to that point, or it will do in the next season or two. Yuri Tillemans will be in his 30s, Cash will be in his 30s, Watkins, 32, 33. There's got to be a refresh of the squad. Now, Unai would be the best man, or the best manager, in my opinion, to do it.
Yeah.
But my question is, my concern is, I should say, does he want to keep doing that? Because he's openly said, I want to compete for trophies. And if we've got to keep doing squad refresh...
He is competing for trophies. I mean, he is.
Chris, go on. I'll let you answer.
No, I think the colours... I was going to say, this guy, I mean, I agree with everything he said. I totally agree with everything he said. Really good points, really well balanced. I think it's more than about. I think it's more than trophies. I mean, if you're going to go to somewhere like Chelsea, you're going to go to these bigger clubs, you're going to win trophies more so with Chelsea, with Arsenal, etc. But you're not going to have the freedom.
No.
He's done PSG, he's done Arsenal, he's done these massive, big, kind of huge football clubs that bring you in and then they just spit you out and throw you, and just get rid of you, like PSG. He won everything there was to win at PSG, basically, apart from the Champions League, and he just got binned off.
Yeah.
So when he gets touted for Madrid, when he gets touted for these big jobs, he's been there, he's done that. It's not about, for me, it's not about the stature of the club. It's about what you have to work with and who you're working with, and the fact that he is a bit of a throwback to the Wenger, to the Fergie days, where he has complete control. And there's not one player that goes in and not one player that goes out of that football club that he doesn't sign off on. So whenever we see it happen, yes, it's frustrating. The Malin thing's frustrating, but if he said it's okay to do, and if he thinks it's fine, then you have to go with it. Whatever he says goes in my book. And the fact that we're even in the conversation for the Premier League, the fact that we're even in the conversation for top four, the fact that we're even in the conversation to win the Europa League, it's unbelievable. And I hark on. You look at that squad and that 11 that we put out every week, 70% of that 11 was under Gerrard and Dean Smith. I was there at Fulham. I was there at Fulham the night that we got beat by Fulham 3-0, right? And the only common ground that we had was every single Villa fan was unanimous in the decision that we had to get rid of Gerrard. And that squad a lot of that squad is still there. And that's down to Emery being a brilliant coach and a brilliant manager. And when I hear these pundits talk about recruitment, yes, it's important, of course. But if you play in the Premier League, you're good enough. Like, you tell me that if you're able to make it at Brighton or Bournemouth or Villa or Newcastle, you tell me that you're not good enough. Of course you are. It's about unlocking up here, the potential up here, and Emery is the master at that, the absolute master at that. And part of me you know, I watched the Redknapp and Morgan Rogers interview on Sunday morning when I was heading to work, and like Rogers is very humble, and Rogers won't get carried away. But you know, and I've got to know Rogers' family quite well, and I've met Morgan a few times, and he's a great guy, like a great, really nice guy. But I'm happy for us to go into the radar. I'm happy for us to just sit there and do our thing and plod along, and that suits me down to the ground, because I don't want to hear Jim White talking about Aston Villa on a Monday morning, because he hasn't got a clue what he's talking about. Not a clue. So it enrages me even more when I hear him talking nonsense about my club. I'd rather not hear anything and just go about our business and just crack on. And I think if you say to me now, right, you know, and that's just nice to do on Tuesday when we filmed the podcast. I'm not looking up. I'm just looking down. I'm just looking at top 4, top 5. That's all I care about, you know. And it's a bit soulless, the fact that, you know, obviously it'd be nice to win a trophy, because if we win a trophy, then we get Champions League. But if you say to me, FA Cup or top 4, top 4 all day long, top 4 all day long, and top four, because Justin, you know, we'd rather win the FA Cup and still tread water and still you know, have this hanging over us. We need money. We need revenue for us to kick on. And then when we kick on, we can win trophies. You know, we're still not there yet.
Sorry. I said it because I'm so desperate. I'm so desperate to win that competition. It's something, but yeah,
I know. I get it, but that's.
I agree with everything you're saying. That's the saddest part of modern day football.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
Than winning a trophy, and that saddens me. Anything else you want to point out, me old mate?
Yeah, I'm going to finish. Well, obviously we're halfway through the season now, and what Unai and that squad have done, especially after the first 5 games, has been nothing short of sensational. I hope Tammy comes back as well. Yeah. There's been a bit of cryptic postings on his Instagram.
Yes,
that
black
and white.
Yeah.
So I've got a feeling we'll see Tammy in a Villa shirt again, and I still think we're going to finish top 5, and we're going to win that bloody Europa League.
Yes, let's finish on a big high. Go on, me old son. Thanks for the call, mate.
That's brilliant. Cheers, boys.
All right.
Nice one, mate.
Right, that's the last call for this evening.
What was he called? What was he called? Just, he was brilliant. What was his name?
Yeah. Oh Christ. Oh bloody hell! Someone tell me in the call.
Get him on again. Get him on. He's very good. Very good.
To be fair, everybody that calls in is great.
They're all good, but he was very good. He was very good.
Yeah, he knows. They all know the stuff. To be honest, they're all really good. Right, I've got 2 more of these to do. Lewis, that was it. Lewis. So come on, Chris. No pressure, but you got to get both of these right to win the star prize tonight.
That is Lambert. That's Lambert. Circa Paul Lambert.
Yes.
Is that Antonio Luna?
No. Anyone in the comments want to guess?
Give me a clue.
It is a winger. I think he went on to play for Celtic.
It's not Tonev, is it?
Yay! Alexander.
And that's why we absolutely battered Bullard on Tuesday afternoon.
Bullard's 26 point. Right, last one. This is more modern for you. You should get this one.
Is that Matty Cash?
No.
Oh. Calm Chambers?
It is indeed. If I can find the bloody picture, the actual picture. Where's it gone? There it is. Ready? It is. Finally. Callum Chambers.
There you go.
You redeemed yourself, Chris. Right.
Do you like this? Here, any quick fire questions in the comments? Go on, I'm up for this, man.
You don't want to go home.
I don't want to stop. No. Do you know what? The wife's away at a conference, right? So I'm on my toilet tonight. I've got the football on in the background, so I'm keeping an eye on football.
What's football?
1-0 Bournemouth against Brighton.
Right, come on. We'll do a couple of questions from the comments, and then we've got to go because I've got to get to bed. I've got a massive day tomorrow back at the football. No, I'm only joking. Yeah, you can look, Chris. You can come on again, mate. This isn't a one-off, honestly.
No, I will be.
We've had some lovely comments from you. Big up, Big Chris. This one here, I'll show you this one. Great to see you team up with Chris. Two passionate and knowledgeable Villa fans. That's very kind of you to say so. But yes, we will get him back on again. What's this say? Justin and Dolan, we are getting players in, I reckon, 5 now.
No, we're not getting 5 players in.
I don't think 5 now. I think just financially, I don't think we can do that. I see Abraham. I see a midfielder possibly on a free. I think they might be looking down the free market because there might be 1 or 2 knocking about we could get. And then possibly 1 or 2 loans, I reckon. Okay, any more questions before we finish? Do UEFA sanctions only apply to Europa squad breaking even on transfers? Yes, I believe we can only register new players for Europa League if we show a profit on transfers, which is a mind-blowing thing.
Ridiculous.
Right, I think we've run out of steam, old mate. Nobody's answering. Right, anyway, look, Chris, I know you've
nice one, mate. Literally just got in the front door. Yeah, I haven't even had dinner yet. I'm starving.
Right, what are you having for your tea? Come on, we'll finish off on that. What are you having for your tea?
I've got a really nice little prawn linguine with a bit of chili and tomato. There we go. Tell me you're middle class. Well, tell me you're middle class.
Have you got a pint of Guinness to go alongside it?
I've got the night research in the fridge, which is a really nice gadget. But I'm just going to stick to the Bud Light because it's light. I want to have a few beers, and I'm going to stick on a film. Anyone got any Netflix recommendations? Anyone in the comments?
Right, come on. We've gone off piece here, but I don't mind this. You know what I started last night? There's a brilliant.
I watched The Rip last night. The Matt Damon one last night, which was a bit rubbish, but it was all right.
The new Harlan Coben series. Watch that on
with Jim Nesbitt. Jimmy one.
Watch that. That's brilliant. I watched the first one last night. James said The Wire.
That's classic, James. We watched The Beast in Me, which is on Netflix, which is brilliant. We watched that the mad mushroom cap documentary, which is mad, about the woman that poisons everyone with mushrooms.
Oh, right. Run Away. Okay. Apparently, that's a good one. Right, he's a good one. He's back there. Rita, Sue, and Bob too. One of the old classics.
Don't know that one.
Google that and then text me after.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Right. Bye, Justin. Bye, Katie. Thank you very much for Nuremberg. Yes, that's a good one. I watched that.
What is Nuremberg? Is it a car? Is it a car thing? Is it a Formula 1 thing?
Nuremberg trials at the Second World War. Very, very good. Actually. Very good. Here's one for you, especially for you, Chris. Love Island. There you go. Get right on Love Island. Right. Traders. Chris, thank you so much. Not only for today, but for Tuesday. It was absolutely
good fun, wasn't it?
With you, and we'll get you on.
And if you haven't seen it in the comments, go and watch. Go on YouTube. Type in
fan.
And we're on 10,000 views. And Let's Beat Celtic are on like 25,000. Let's try and beat Celtic.
The best one was 39,000. Somebody got 39,000, but I think
we'll be a bit off that, like, but
we could.
But let's keep pushing. Let's keep pushing. Like and subscribe to Justin Talks Villa. Like and subscribe. Let's have it. I'll be on next week.
The OG, because he knows what to say at the end. I always forget to say that.
Like and subscribe. And I'll see you all at Villa Park in 2 weeks. Brentford at home.
Brighton. We'll meet up we'll be in the
Brentford, not Brighton, Brentford.
Brentford, yes, we'll meet up. You'll probably get you back on before then anyway.
Yeah.
Preview or something like that. But thanks everyone for watching. I'll speak to you all soon, and as always, up the Villa.